Jonesy and Amanda.
Jam Nation.
From the Daily Oz, Gillespie is here. Everything we needed to know about the mushroom woman/cook is going to be delivered to us right now from you.
Delivered to you on a grey plate with a beef Wellington. It's been, if you can believe, 6 weeks. Well, we're in week 6 of this trial, one of the most closely watched court hearings in Australia in recent years. The trial of Erin Patterson, of course. The 50-year-old is facing 3 counts of murder and 1 count of attempted murder following that infamous 2023 lunch where she allegedly served deadly beef Wellington containing death cap mushrooms. Now, this week we have heard from her, the woman herself, in her own words. She's been on the stand for the last 3 days.
Which is unusual, isn't it, for the defence to put that person on a stand?
Yeah, it is pretty unprecedented and it can be extremely risky, but I suppose they've wanted to unpack all of these lies. And it's been interesting. Patterson's conceded to a lot of lies, but she's given her version of events for those lies. So, for example, she's detailed how she made the dish, admitting that there must have been foraged mushrooms in the dish. She said that she'd gone to Woolies, she'd bought mushrooms, that she made individual beef Wellingtons instead of one big slab.
Which sounds, I mean, I'm speculating, but it does sound sus in that was to make sure that she knew who was getting what.
Well, she says it's because she couldn't find big enough steak to go in one piece. She was using a recipe tin eats recipe.
Because the recipe tin eats is one giant
Mostly
beef
Wellington
Exactly.
is. That's how you make
you don't make
Wellington.
individual ones.
She said she had to turn it into individual ones and went into a Facebook group for advice on how to do that. She made a mushroom paste with the mushrooms from Woolies, says that it wasn't flavourful enough, so she added some of the mushrooms she had in her cupboard. She'd been storing mushrooms in a Tupperware container for several months. She got into foraging during COVID, apparently. So she was foraging mushrooms from around Gippsland, and she thinks that some of those mushrooms must have been death cap mushrooms. But essentially the case boils down to, did she intentionally poison her guests or was it all an accident? Of course, Patterson maintains her innocence.
And what's she saying as to why she wasn't poisoned?
She says she wasn't poisoned because she only had a little bit, that the beef Wellingtons themselves were really large serves. And that afterwards, we've learned this week that she says she made a cake for the lunch, but because the servings were so big, no one really wanted dessert. When she was cleaning up, there was 3/4 of a cake left. She said she ate the entire cake herself. She detailed a history of binge eating disorders and that she essentially threw up after eating all of that cake. And I guess the theory is that she kind of purged herself potentially of the death cap mushrooms.
Which is why she didn't get sick.
But she maintains that she had diarrhea for 24 hours, that she was really sick the next day, that she was driving her son quite a long distance the next day and she had to pull over, and says that she had an accident on the side of the road, cleaned herself up at a servo. So she's kind of systematically gone through all these lies and explained, like, yes, that it was a lie, but here's why there was a lie. One of those big ones was about cancer. So we'd heard revelations that she had lied to her in-laws about having ovarian cancer. Erin Patterson has admitted that she falsely explained that that was her diagnosis. She said she had a family history. It was something she has been worried about. But really what the lunch was about, she said, was to continue this relationship that she had with her in-laws, despite her husband being estranged, because she had an upcoming weight loss surgery plan. She wanted to get a gastric banding surgery and she knew she'd need their support with helping with the kids, but she didn't have the heart to tell them because they seemed to care so much when she told them she had cancer. So she's admitted to it feeling really nice when they were so worried about her. So that's been a big standout finding. But I mean, no one really expected her to take the stand. This has gained international attention, this one.
Yeah.
I think we can all agree it's going to be a fascinating Netflix series one day. I think that Rhonda from Rhonda and Couture Dads, Mandy, I think she should be Erin Patterson.
Do you think she'll enjoy the diarrhea scene?
Yes.
I can see the Logie personally. Can't you see it?
I can. You're talking diarrhea, you think Logies. Thank you.
My pleasure.
Well done.